Welcome back to the reading vlogs. We we have a little bit to talk about at the beginning of this week. It is Monday still. I scrapped last week's vlog. I tried to edit that yesterday, but the whole feeling was just off. You could really tell that I just wasn't really excited last week about anything. I had like quite the down week. So I scrapped that. Nobody needs to watch that. I got annoyed at myself watching the clips back while editing, so I decided to just scrap that. I had a bad week. I read two Clive Cussler novels, which one got 3 stars, the other one got 2 stars, so nothing much to report there. If you want the review, you will have to wait for the wrap-up, which should come out like half a week after this video, I think. You know, in the same week, like this goes up on Mondays, and then the next Tuesday the wrap-up should come out then. So yeah, that's pretty much all I did last week. Yeah, it just felt off, you know. The energy wasn't there, and I don't think I need to put out anything that I personally really hate, even though I try to keep it, you know, really realistic here. That was too much realism, let's be honest. And then the other thing I had was that I got my book order. And this is... I feel really bad now, but I got my order from World of Books, and I ordered all 3 of the Eddings books that I was missing still in very good condition. That was what I ordered. And in my opinion, none of these books are very good condition. In my opinion, they are good to well-read condition, in my personal opinion. I got Pelgava the Sorceress, and as you can see, these have quite a bit of damage along the spine, and a little bit of damage is fine with very good, but like that is a whole lot of damage for very good, if you ask me. So yeah, this one actually, when it comes to the browning on the pages, this is fine. But then we have these bigger ones. They also all have a lot of damage up here, and they have a lot of discoloration and stuff like that. And this one especially, look at the discoloration on this page. Like, you cannot tell me that this is a very good condition. There's just no way I'm accepting that. And then we have this one. This has really like a lot of damage on it, and like here for this one, the front got damaged at some point, you know, all of these. And I didn't mind the condition of the book. I got a little bit annoyed because obviously these are not very good condition, and I paid for very good condition. So I didn't want to really like complain, but I wanted to let them know that I don't think that it's like that it's really that acceptable to say these are very good condition and send them out as very good condition. So, you know, I wrote them an email, a really nicely worded email, and I told them, like, you know, I don't want to like complain too much, but I just wanted to let you know that, you know, these aren't the condition I was told they were, and I just want to let you know, for the future that you might want to look into that, because I personally think like it's not fair to the customer, and I love your site and I really like ordering from you, and I just think it leaves me slightly disappointed. That is what I said. I didn't want anything out of it. I just wanted to let them know for the future, you know, because I personally, I still just wanted to keep these. I'm totally fine with that. And then today I got an email back and they're sending me replacements, which I didn't need replacements. I feel really bad that they are sending me replacements. They said it would be nice if I would go ahead and donate these 3 to a charity shop or something like that. So I will look into that to give these to Good New Home. But yeah, I feel kind of bad for that. I don't think they needed to send me replacements. We'll see what the condition the replacements are in. I'm guessing they will be in very good condition, because that is ultimately what I paid for. But yeah, I only paid 15 euros for all 3 of these, so I think it's still a good price. Obviously you can get used books cheaper, but I searched specifically for these, obviously, so that was a good price. I didn't need replacements, but they were very nice and sent me replacements, so we'll see. I will read this copy now because I do want to read these now. But yeah, once the other ones are here, I will keep you updated how those are looking. They will probably take about a week and a half to get here, so they probably won't come in this vlog. But yeah, I just wanted to let you know because I really like using World of Books. It is a really, really good website if you like are looking for specific secondhand books. I really like the curation of the website, and so far I've been really, really happy with the books. And yeah, the customer support is obviously really, really good. Like I didn't ask for a replacement. I need to make that clear, you know. I didn't ask for a replacement because I didn't think, like, I didn't really need one, you know. I don't care that the books are in this condition. I just think they should have been sold honestly, as in, you know, less of a condition. But all that aside, that was really nice of them. But yeah, that does mean I started with Polgara, which is the second prequel technically to the first two series of Eddings, and I'm loving it so far. I really love Polgara as a character. There's a really distinct like the way the story is told, obviously it's told through Polgara herself, so there's a really distinct voice to the narration that is really, really different from what we've read so far, which I really like. It really gives her character. So yeah, I really love that. So far I have read the first 100 pages, which so far has gone through her childhood with her twin Beldarin, and we are now at the point where her twin gets married off to the Riven King, and it is really interesting. I like the concept of how the misogyny of the world and the time is displayed, and, you know, a lot of thoughts about that and tips from Polgara's mother that are really interesting. I really like that kind of a perspective, and the way, you know, it really brings a lot of realism into the story. And then I like the twin connection with Beldarin, the jealousy aspect, all of that. There are a lot of interesting themes in the beginning of this book that I really, really like. So yeah, I am really enjoying reading this. And yeah, I'm gonna continue with this one. Probably not today, probably tomorrow. This has 800 pages, so I don't know if I will be able to finish it this week. But I might, because I only have 3 days of work this week. I have Thursday and Friday off. Thursday is a holiday, like a public holiday, and I took Friday off. So I do have a 4-day weekend, so I might be able to get through it this week. We will see. We will get to it. And yeah, the other ones are on my TBR for the month. I'm gonna link you my TBR video here. It was a really short TBR video, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to the reading in May this year. It's gonna be an exciting fantasy film month. It is Tuesday now. I'm having a really bad day. Is it health-wise? Stomach-wise. Let's say it like it is. I ate something wrong. I have no idea what. It is incredibly upsetting and annoying. And I'm not feeling particularly well because of it. But I did want to check in. I'm not gonna let it ruin my day. I'm just gonna, you know, suffer a little bit, but it's just annoying. I think it's more annoying than anything else. Like, yes, I have pain and stuff like that, but it is more annoying that I ate something that I have no idea what it was that made me sick again, because I am really diligently looking into what is in my food, and I know that I had to have eaten something with gluten in it, but I'm so careful. I have no idea how it got in. It is upsetting. Let me tell you that how it is. And especially today, since my partner had to go into work today and isn't working from home, so I have to go out with the dog and stuff, which is pretty, like, complicated when you have stomach issues, and we don't have, like, a garden or anything, so it has been an upsetting day so far. But the only thing that has given me a lot of joy today is Polgara. I am loving this book. I think this mitigates a lot of the problems I had with Belgara's book, which was still 4.5 stars, so it wasn't bad in any way, but this one gives me so much joy. I am loving it so much. Like, Polgara is such an enjoyable character. It's lovely hearing her side of things. Also, I had the timeline all wrong, which, I don't know, it kind of makes sense now that I'm reading it, but I didn't realized that between Bedarin, Pagath's sister, and the birth of our main character from the first series was so much time. I have no idea how I did not realize that, but yeah, there's a lot of generations between those two events. And we are now at the second generation, like the Bedarin's child is now an adult getting married. That is the point where I'm at right now. And Pargara is now going out of that situation and having to do some other things, and we're going to that now. That is the point where I'm at right now. But I'm enjoying her so much as a character. Also, we do get a lot more of her mother, which is also really interesting because of the special circumstances of her mother, which I'm not going to spoil you because those were really interesting. I did not know a lot of that up until I read Belgarath, which was super interesting. I really love the way information is given in these series because there are so many things where you don't necessarily think that it is problematic that you don't know them, but then once you know them, it's really exciting. So it's kind of going like that. But yeah, the book is amazing. I'm loving it. I have so much fun reading this. I'm now at page 210. So, I'm getting a good 100 pages in a day, which is kind of what I want to get to around. So I have enough time for my other hobbies. But yeah, this was a joy to read today. I have to say that, like, comparing to how the rest of my day is going, this has been a real joy today. And, after last week's fail of a week, I'm really, enjoying myself again reading, which is a really good thing. Also, I forgot to tell you that because I talked about it in last week's vlog that I scrapped, but I got myself a new chair. And I have to kind of do a little bit of like a quick info dump, but I had like this really small green chair here, which I really liked the look of, but it was horrible. And if you sit like I do for a lot of hours of the day in this chair, because I do work in this place here, so I sit in this chair 8 hours for work, and then I do gaming here, I do my reading here, I do my knitting here a lot of the time. So I do think I get a good 12, 13 hours of sitting in this chair in a day at a minimum. I got myself pressure sores in the other chair. So I actually hurt myself sitting in that chair, which was, I should have changed the chair a long time ago, but I was petty to myself. Kind of. I spent money for the chair and I didn't want to admit to myself that I made a mistake in buying that chair. And so I went out and bought this one. This is just one from Amazon. I think I paid like 160 or something like that. So it wasn't like a particularly expensive chair. It also wasn't a cheap chair. But this is so comfortable. It's so comfortable. And my pain from my pressure sores has gone away already, which is like amazing. So yeah, let me tell you, don't ever sit too much on uncomfortable chairs. I mean, the problem is I'm sitting cross-legged all day. I hate sitting normal on a chair. I will always have my legs up. This one now has a footrest, which is amazing, but yeah, I always have like my legs up on the chair. I hate having them down, and that is pretty much what made the problems with the old chair, because it was so fucking uncomfortable, because there was pretty much no foam. It was just sitting on a board, which was really bad. I did keep the chair. I have to say, I'm not giving up on it yet. I'm gonna use it downstairs where I knit and stuff, where I'm sewing and stuff, because I don't ever do that for more than an hour in a day. And I will actually make myself a cushion to put on it, that I can deal with for an hour in the day. And so, upgrade the chair a little bit and keep it, because, it is still usable. I'm not gonna get rid of it. It was too expensive for that. But yeah, so just a little warning, like, if you can, don't buy uncomfortable chairs. It can actually hurt you, because, my skin probably will never be back to normal. The doctor actually explained to me that the stage at which the pressure sores were at, they already looked pretty weird, and she was like, okay, you need to be aware that your skin probably will never look normal again. It is on my ankles, so nobody's ever gonna see that, but it is good to know, because, I was afraid I had skin cancer or something like that, because it looks really similar to skin cancer. Thankfully, it's not. It's just pressure sores from sitting on a uncomfortable chair for too long. So yeah, let that be a warning to everybody who sits a lot in there, in the same place. It is important to have a comfortable chair, and yeah, I'm really happy with this one. I don't know, it's like one of those weird companies you've never heard of chairs, one of those, but it is really comfortable, so I can't complain about that. Yeah, I wanted to let you know that because, you will see the chair. And I like to share things like that because I think it's important. I did not know that that could happen, and I didn't know that it was that important to have a really good chair, not only for back support, but also for, all of your other extremities. Okay, it is Wednesday now. I don't know if you can see, but there is a little dog that is annoyed that my partner just left to go get some groceries, which is why he's sitting there, because he's annoyed with me, and that is what he does when he's annoyed with me. He is a really expressive dog. I am loving this book. I'm absolutely positively loving this book. I think this is maybe even my favorite of the complete series I've read so far, of all the 8 books. I can't even really describe why. I just think it's amazing the way the book handles things. We had like the 100 pages I read now. I'm now at page 309. So the 100 pages I read today, they were full of politics, like a lot of politics with the Erendish people, which we are coming back to the things repeating themselves, and like Palgara, like now and again throws like a sentence in that is like, takes like brings the current people in that we know through the first 2 series, and it is a lot of fun. Like, I just think Palgara is like a wonderful, wonderful character. She brings together a lot of this, like the misogyny of the times. Even like we get like a long time spans, but like through her we really see how people change the things they think about women and how they see them, and the evolution of that, and who is slower with that, who's faster with that. And we see how she's like really changing the way people look at things. And yeah, she's really grown into herself now. I think at this point we're at now, she's, I think, like 400 years old, something like that. And it's just a lot of fun. Like, it is so much fun. I am really loving her perspective. I don't know, it just hits different, I feel. She's also just like a really cool character, because she's really badass, and she enjoys like a lot of the banter, and yeah, I don't know, it's hitting all the feels for me, the book. It's really good. But yeah, I think I'm coming now to the point where Palgara gets her cottage. At least she's starting to think about it, because up until now she doesn't really have her own home. She lives with her father in his tower, and when she travels, the kings often like talk her into staying in their palaces, because obviously she has a pretty prominent role. Like she and her father, like the kings talk about them, and they teach their children that, we have these sources, they live a long time, like be good to them, because obviously they have magic. And so she has a pretty special position that she fills out with all of these prophecies and stuff. So yeah, it is a lot of fun. I just thought I'd do a quick check-in. Now I have a long weekend, and yeah, I also a little while ago just finished the main game of Immortals Phoenix Rising, with 100% of the achievements. So now I will, go and play the DLCs, which I'm kind of done with the game. Feeling wise, like I'm over it, but I do have to do the DLC still. So yeah, I will continue with this tomorrow morning. My goal for tomorrow is 150 pages to ramp it up so I can finish it in one vlog. Because I'm not even at the halfway point with 300 pages. So that is the game plan. I am also wanting to finish the increases in my cardigan, which I can not really show you because I am in the middle of a row right now. So hopefully I can do that as well today. We'll see. We're just hoping that everything goes to plan, but you know, it is how it is. Good morning. I am currently getting ready for the day, but I thought I'd quickly do a check-in because I had a really lovely morning. It is May 1st today, so it is a bank holiday pretty much. And so I used my time. I got up as if I would have gone to work, which is pretty early for me. And I got up and I just really enjoyed my morning, the silence, and just cozied up and read 150 pages of Bulgaria this morning, which was really nice. We are still at the same place actually. Most of the 150 pages I read this morning was actually still in Asturia. Is it Asteria or Asturia? Asturia. And it's, I think, like 600 years or like 700 years that Bulgaria tries to keep the peace there, and it ends in like this really like massive fight and war that breaks out, and how Bulgaria kind of ends that all, and her actually finding a lot of companions, I would say. Some she loved more, some she loved less, but it really focuses kind of on the fact of her living so long and the people she meets, them not living as long, and that being kind of like a really complicated thing that really breaks hearts again and again and again, and how much it brings her to have like, she has like this one family who works for her because she actually becomes a duchess, which I find really interesting. I don't think we ever really got to realize that in the first two series, which was really interesting. And yeah, she had this one family that works for her, and they pretty much, all of the children grow up to work for her, and it's like a really nice employment from her point of view, because she really like makes the duchess she gets given, she makes it so much better. She abolishes serfdom and everybody gets paid for their work now and all of that, so she makes it a really nice place. And that family like works for her for generations over generations, like 600 years, like the family just works for her. And every now and again one of the men in the family gets born who looks pretty much exactly like the guy she kind of fell in love with at the beginning. And you know, she often goes like, yeah, I didn't really have to get to know the guy really, because she already knew him because of how he behaved and how he looked and stuff like that. But she never like loses the sense that they are individuals. Like she doesn't think they are the same person or something like that. But it's really interesting. I really like the way the topic gets handled. I just think the whole tone of this book is so nice, and it's such a great contrast to Belgaroth's story and the way these two characters are, and they are just like how they interact with the world around them. So yeah, that was actually really nice, and I really enjoyed those 150 pages. But we do go through the years kind of quickly, which I think is also good to show us, you know, how much time progresses and how different it feels for Bulgaria in comparison to the people that she's interacting with, who obviously don't live as long. Okay, it is Friday now. I don't have the book with me. I don't want to go back up and get it, so you're gonna have to, you know, imagine the book here. Yeah, I read another 120 pages this morning. I will extend the vlog to Sunday just so I can finish the book in this vlog, because it kind of makes more sense than leave the last like 70 pages to the next week's vlog. Kind of makes sense to me, you know. The book has lost a little bit of steam, I would say. I'm really realizing that I have no idea about time spent in books. It's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, we are now at the point where Bulgaria is pretty much talking about the whole story of our main characters family from the first series. And we are getting his complete family history, and I realized that I had no idea how much time would actually be between like starting the family history and coming to Bulgarian. I'm still not a Bulgarian. I'm at page 530, I think, and no, 70. I have 230 pages left. It's an 800-page book. So yeah, it is weird, you know. It is like a long history. It's not boring directly, but it is kind of, it is a long story. You know, it's interesting to hear how like they lived after they had to go in hiding, but at the same time I'm like, okay, we can go to the goal now, you know. But I'm still loving the book. I don't really mind it too much, to be honest. It still reads pretty quickly, which is nice. So yeah, I'm still loving the book. It's just, you know, a little bit more interesting. Like, there could have been a little bit more interest in that part of the book. And yeah, so yeah, I have 230 pages left now. So I will split that up between Saturday and Sunday, and then I will end the vlog on Sunday. So you have the complete book in 1 week, which actually did take me 1 week to read, which, you know, 800 pages makes sense. But it is so enjoyable. And yeah, another thing I wanted to show you is today I'm wearing the top. Oh god, let me see if I can show you. Yeah, I'm wearing the top I knit 2 weeks ago. I finished it and I love it. It looks really nice. It is a nice cotton shirt. It was supposed to be a vest, but it isn't as oversized as I thought it would come out. But yeah, I really love it. I think it looks really nice and I'm really happy about it. So yeah, I had to take the opportunity and wear it, the first opportunity I got, and it's supposed to get really warm today. And this is like a really nice airy cotton, which is, you know, perfect for this weather. And I'm actually really thinking about knitting this one in like a burnt orange as well, because I have the yarn here. So yeah, I would actually really like that, so I might do that. Though I have ordered yarn yesterday for some knitting projects that I want to do. I'm like really enjoying my knitting again. I'm still sitting at my cardigan. It's still taking its time. Like, cardigans take a long time to do. But yeah, I'm still enjoying that. But yeah, I'm really proud of this one. I think it looks really good. And yeah, it's enjoyable to be able to wear something that you made yourself. Let's just be honest about that. It makes me really proud, you know. Okay, I read, I think, 120 pages or something like that today. Yeah, 120. So I have 110 left, which I will read tomorrow morning. The book has like gotten a lot more steam again, which I love. So there were only like 100 pages roughly that were a little bit slower and I would say pretty repetitive. And a little bit more on the boring side, but the rest is pretty brilliant. We had a pretty big event, fighting like a key event in the story over the last 100 pages, and yeah, that was really good. Like, we got a lot of like intrigue and fighting and maneuvering things the way they want them to happen, kind of. Like, that was a lot in here. It's kind of a combination of like things happening how they should be happening, because of what they call necessity. I think it's necessity. And our main character, Pagara, and her father maneuvering things so that they will happen how they are supposed to happen. So that is kind of where we're at right now. We're still not at our main character's birth, but we're not far, according to the book. There's so much more time between the things. I did totally underestimate the time thing, and I don't seem to be really capable of remembering the year numbers, so I'm losing track of that all the time. I'm not good with that, I'm realizing. So it's good that not every book has a time span of like 5,000 years. So, you know,
I'm okay with not every book being like that. But yeah, it's a lot of fun reading. I am like really enjoying this, and yeah, I will finish tomorrow, and then I will pick up the next David Eddings books, and I'm actually really excited about picking up the next one. You know, diving into a new world, into a new story with new characters. So yeah, I'm really excited to do that. Other than that, I only have like a small update of my knitting. You can't really see it that good because it's black. But this is how far I've come with my cardigan. The thing is, it's not as oversized as it was supposed to be. I mean, I think it will get a little bit bigger with blocking still, but it's more fitted cardigan at the moment. I'm not mad about it, so I'm gonna finish the cardigan and we'll see if it works out. I think it will. And then I will just make the cardigan a second time in a bigger size. I don't know what happened. I measured everything. My gauge was slightly off, but I am making a size bigger than I should measurement-wise, so that should have cancelled itself out. It didn't do that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not really all that good at, you know, I'm still learning with knitting. I haven't knit that many pieces yet, but it does fit. So, you know, I'm happy with that. I just would have loved it to be a little bit more oversized. But, you know, learning by doing, as I'm always saying. So, yeah, the rest of the day I will now be knitting, and I will see how far I can come. And then tomorrow we will get to the end of Pulcara, which I'm kind of excited about. Because I still have no idea how we are getting to the farm where they start in the first series. Because up until now, they always bought their own houses where they lived. So I don't know why they would go to a farm where other people lived. Which, you know, I'm interested to see how we're ending up there. And yeah. Good morning. After a night of not really sleeping, because we had some really heavy winds and I'm a really light sleeper, so I slept, I don't know, maybe 2 hours, maybe. But that means I at least got to finish Pulcara really early in the morning, because obviously, you know, I got up out of bed once I realized I couldn't go back to sleep. And so I had like a really long time to read. I think this is one of my absolute favorites of Eddings. I really loved it. I loved the ending, the little epilogue that goes back to current times. It gives us like a little bit more of a glimpse into current life, you know. That was really nice touch. Though, you know, it's kind of like a cheeky ending that like you could think there would be more coming of the story. I know that there isn't more coming, but it was kind of cheeky like that. But yeah, the ending like really picked up again. Also, it was kind of interesting to learn what brought us to Garion being an orphan. That was kind of a really sad thing that I think we could have gone a little bit more into on Pulcara's side of like the emotional stuff and like that. But yeah, I really loved it. It's a great book. I think this like from like the narrative, how the book is told, is like one of my absolute favorites of Eddings. I think this is just so brilliant. I really enjoyed every second I read of it. Even the more like slower, boring parts, like the 100 pages that I talked about, even that I did enjoy. You know, it just wasn't like I wouldn't have minded it being a little bit faster, but I also didn't like be annoyed by it or anything like that. So yeah, I did really enjoy this one. And yeah, tomorrow I will start with a new series by Eddings, which I'm kind of excited for, to see how that plays out. But yeah, other than that, I frocked a whole lot of my cardigan. I knit till the first buttonhole yesterday and then realized that trying to close the cardigan, it was really snug, like it was uncomfortable snug. So I decided to take all of that out and increase more on the raglan part. I'm improvising now. I'm still following the pattern, but I'm kind of improvising on getting it bigger. I think I would have needed to size up a needle, but I'm not gonna scrap all of the work. I'm just gonna increase more where the raglan is and hopefully make it bigger that way. So that is what I did the rest of the morning, frogging that and starting to do more increases. So yeah, that is the plan for today as well. But yeah, I'm now gonna edit this vlog. So I'm gonna end the vlog here. I hope you enjoyed this week's vlog. I really enjoyed my reading. So yeah, I hope your reading went just as well as my reading did. Obviously, Park Era is a 5-star. And yeah, hopefully I will see you in the next video. Bye!